Hey guys, Cody aka Scary here bringing you another video. And today I answer a question that really only a handful of new people or only new people ask, but is often a question that doesn't have a simple answer. This question was asked on Reddit and is worded, "What is rating like?" There was a lot of really good responses to the thread, but I wanted to answer for myself. I also want to answer a little more broadly than was answered. First, we must start talking about what is rating. I think rating in its simplest form when talking about player versus environment is when a group, usually of 10 or more, but they kind of range in all sizes, all the way up to 30 people, in a party to defeat a group up in a party to defeat a computer generated pixel like a dragon or people or things really. And rating has been around in World of Warcraft since the beginning. Molten Core and Onyxia's Lair were the very first to be in World of Warcraft. Now that you know what rating is under my definition, I'm going to explain what rating is like. Now, first, in the current state of the game, there are 4 difficulties, and for someone who wants to start rating. Looking for raid is your very first difficulty. It's also known as LFR. You can queue up for this raid difficulty just like a dungeon or just like a battleground. You get put into a group of random people just like yourself who queued up for the LFR, and you get transported into the dungeon. In LFR, the difficulty for the raid is the lowest possible. So that also means that it's going to have the lowest and weakest gear out of all the raid difficulties. The boss's health, their abilities, the complexity of the boss is much lower than any other difficulty also. And this difficulty itself, LFR, is best for people who do not have a lot of time to dedicate to the other options of rating, or maybe you just are brand new to rating and it's a good chance for you to be able to go in and learn the boss fights and also learn more about your class. And then, just so we know, for the rest of the boss difficulties, in order to participate really on these difficulties, you should really be in a guild that puts these groups together. You have to join a pre-made group to get into a group finder to find a group, or you have to find a group looking for more people in trade chat or something. You can't just queue in like you did for LFR. So the other 3 difficulties are normal. Normal is much harder than LFR, as the boss's health, the damage abilities are much higher, and they're a little more complex. This is better gear than looking for raid difficulty, and the group size can actually vary from 10 to 30 people because of a flexible raid size technology that Blizzard has implemented. The feature actually changes the health, abilities, damage based on the group size. And this difficulty is for players that do well in looking for raid difficulty. Like, for example, you're not standing in mechanics that make you take damage, or you're doing really competitive amounts of damage to the boss, or healing, and you think you're ready to step it up from LFR. Heroic mode is the next difficulty. It's quite a step up from normal. The bosses deal much more damage and have more health and even some different mechanics than certain bosses in normal and LFR difficulty. Gear is much better than normal, of course, because it is a harder difficulty. The raid difficulty also has that flexible raid size technology that allows for you to change from 10 to 30 people, just like in normal. Heroic is mainly for the people that have done really well in normal difficulty. Their heroic is more for people that didn't really, you don't stand in stupid things or die in mechanics that are avoidable. In normal mode or LFR, you contribute really good damage to the boss or healing. My personal advice for you would be kind of to clear the content on normal difficulty or normal and LFR before taking too much into or going too much into the heroic difficulty. Final difficulty, and definitely by far the hardest, is Mythic. Mythic is the hardest difficulty offered to people that play World of Warcraft. The difficulty requires that you have 20 players in the group and does not have the flexible raid technology to allow for different group sizes, so you have to have 20. This difficulty it requires all people to know the boss abilities, knows how to handle mechanics. It requires communication from the entire raid team. It also gives the boss much more health, much more damage, and abilities that you don't see on any other difficulties. You can only enter the Mythic raid difficulty with 20 people from your server. So getting into a group of random people to complete this is almost never heard of, and required or recommended that you really be in a guild group to do it. Less than 10% of WoW's community actually defeats any boss on the Mythic difficulty itself when it's current. While it is the hardest content in the game, It does offer the best gear, though, in the game. Those are the 4 difficulties offered to players that are interested in raiding in World of Warcraft. And really, to any player that is interested in raiding at all, I would suggest that you make sure that you read through all your abilities. You watch videos on your class, you watch guides on your class, read the forums or any other websites to learn more about your class. Knowing how to play your tune, your character, your class to the best of your ability is the best way to really enjoy raiding. And, in conclusion, to answer the question from the Reddit poster, raiding is a lot of fun, but it's not only fun to defeat bosses, but it's also fun to raid and play with people that you enjoy playing with. And I think that's what really makes raiding fun, and that's what raiding is like in World of Warcraft. Thanks for you guys. Thanks to all you who watched the video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, leave a comment letting me know what you thought of it, what I could do differently, if you think there's anything I could change up. Until next time, bye bye everybody.